up, RotoGrinders? 2 hours of nonstop MLB DFS conversation starts right now. It is a big boy slate by the definition. It's what, a 15-gamer, 15 games on DK. Pretty sure FanDuel left off the back half of the doubleheader of Cleveland and Chicago. So 14 on FanDuel. Just it's a film Friday as well. Get yourself a week free of RG Premium. Do check out the Discord channel and tell me what film we're talking about. We'll drop clues to that momentarily. Myself and Bobby Gomes. Bobby has graced us with his presence here on a Friday, the last Friday before the All-Star break. My last show until next Friday. Of course, we'll have content on the weekend, but All-Star break coming up next Tuesday. Bobby, happy Friday. How are things?
Yeah, everything's going good. I don't know. I ate a sandwich earlier, and I ended up not liking how it sat in my stomach.
Yeah? What kind of sandwich?
A chicken sandwich. So, yeah, we're doing good, but I don't know.
Grilled? Fried?
Chicken parm.
Yeah. There's no way this is for one of your any restaurant you affiliated, right?
It's from a neighboring establishment. No.
The chicken parm is hard to mess up, but I guess they messed it up, I suppose. It's not settling right. Are we feeling better, though? We're good now after a moment?
Yeah, we're going to make it, but just letting you know.
All right. Appreciate the heads up. Yeah. You got a lot to break down today, Bobby. Like I said, 15 games.
Dude. 15
Are you overwhelmed?
Games.
It's a lot.
You had to put me on 15 games.
What is the maximum amount of games you're willing to break down? If it's not 15, 12, what's the cutoff for you? It's a lot.
Fridays are always a lot, but it is what it is. We'll do it.
There's no afternoon Wrigley games, so they're on the road. So yeah, you have some games that start at 6 o'clock or 6:30 or so. But nope, not the case today. A full 15 on DK. Every game is on the main slate. As far as an overview, we have some absolute studs pitching today. Some of the best pitchers in all of baseball taking the bump. The best pitcher in all of baseball, Tarek Skubal, one of the better ones, and Joe Ryan, Paul Skeens. They're facing each other. That Pittsburgh lineup we know is terrible. And potentially the future of baseball possibly in Chase Burns taking on the Colorado Rockies. Logan Webb's really good, taking on a Dodger team that is tough, so he's going to fall back a little bit. But yeah, pitching is there's definitely an opportunity cost as far as pitchers today, the way I see it. We'll talk about that in a second. Offensively, once again, the game in Sacramento, Toronto, and the Athletics, an 11 total. Max Scherzer, Luis Severino. This would have been like a pitcher's duel 5 years ago. Not so much today. What has you smiling, Bobby? What's cracking you up?
Broccoli voice comment in chat.
I wasn't. We got Tides warming up in the bullpen just in case. Yeah, just if we need an early hook, yeah, we'll go to the righty if you need a reprieve. I'll go ahead and drop the weather as well too. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Roth, he'll be on about an hour and change with Dave Potts, Cheeseisgood, as well as Kirkwood, Kirkdiese, leader of the Juggalos. There is one game that's looking potentially dicey. Mets and Kansas City. Well, Roth put up this whole article. I guess people might have came at him on Twitter. I don't know what, but I don't know what else you want the guy to do. He did. He told you on Twitter basically do not play. And again, it was the closer to lock, the more information he had. He told us last night to pull out of the what was the game they canceled? Oh, it was the game that has doubleheader today. If you follow Roth on Twitter, and you should, he told us basically, yeah, Chicago and Cleveland is very, very dicey. I got away from Logan Allen and all my Cleveland pieces like 5 minutes to go. I know you have lives, you're doing things, you're eating dinner with the family, whatever you're up to, and you just kind of close the laptop. But I don't know if you were involved in this, Bobby, if you partook, but shout out to Roth. He was like, I don't understand why people are coming at him. I guess that's just how things go. But because on the show, he was like, well, it looks like he gave it more of a positive outlook, but things took a turn a half hour later. That's how weather happens sometimes. But did you?
I didn't see the Twitter battle.
I didn't see it.
I've been busy, but I will say that sometimes Roth does a little dance between the show and then Twitter, but that could be based on the context of what's going on.
What was new information? With new information, he reserves the right to change his mind. And he was very clear, at least to me, if you read his Twitter,
Who went
LA.
at him? Who went at him?
I have no idea. If you read his weather report today, he just basically said a lot of people said hell of a call, Roth, and some people said Roth, you stinker. It was a terrible job, but that's because they weren't reading stuff. They weren't paying attention because he basically, if I can find the tweet now, he was essentially telling you to get away from it. It would be I guess I can pull it up, or maybe Steve can pull it up. Point is, ridiculous going at Roth because he did a fabulous job last night. He doesn't need me to defend him. He's the best.
I've won at Roth a few times, so.
I mean, if you're gonna do it though, do it when it's more appropriate.
I'm not saying he's not good at what he does. He's the best in the industry. I just think that there's sometimes people get stuff wrong. So.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I don't know what conversation people might have just DM'd him, or it might have just little. I wasn't digging into his mentions, but I can't believe
just said his 2-point model's been spot on. So
yeah, well, it's easy to say when nobody else can see it. That's great. Show us the results. Yeah, I didn't see that. I don't have access to the 2-point model. All right. Yeah. I pivoted to Soroka and I got 9 points out of it. I wasn't thrilled with 9 points.
I played the White Sox pitcher, so thank you very much, Kevin Roth.
Well, that gave you sometimes a 0 is good for a White Sox pitcher. All right, how we see? Oh, let's drop that first clue. I did mention it's Film Friday. We can drop the first clue for the people. Again, get in the Discord, RotoGrinders.com/Discord, the live stream chat channel. Be the first person to tell me one guess per clue drop. There's no ending. Tell me what film I'm talking about. Sky is the first clue. Skyfall. Well, why would Skyfall be the answer? You think I would put the name of the movie in the first clue? And what if it was, Bobby? The game would be over.
I want to blow the game. That's why.
Maybe we should bring in Tim. We should bring in the righty. It's not vanilla either. It's not vanilla Sky. You know how this works.
It's a double entendre on Sky, so something that has to do with Sky, or I don't know, whatever.
Maybe it's quite possible.
Maybe the opposite of Sky.
Why would it be the opposite of Sky? That would be cruel, wouldn't it? But it is the first clue, so I don't want to be too kind with the first clue.
Your clues are never good, Dean. They're never good.
It turns out people always find the answer somehow.
Not me.
Well, I mean, people do. Somebody does. You're too busy breaking down the games. You can't.
Which we haven't started yet, and it's a 15-game slate.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're segueing to it. Before we talk about pitchers, I want to talk about your overview. How are you seeing this slate? You could be picky. I think it's really easy to be picky because, again, there's 15 games. There's a lot of places to shop. Ownership is not something I'm terribly concerned with. We might get some ownership for Toronto, possibly 6 total in Sacramento, but I don't think we're going to get a ton of ownership from many teams. Just play what you like. No Giancarlo Stanton. He would be one of the more popular players he was playing today. No Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll not playing left on left, despite the fact Tyler Anderson is reverse splitsy. Wells also not in that Yankee lineup. The Yankees just every day you're going to get something new because they have too many healthy hitters right now. But that's just that's the way that's going to be going forward. Tell me how you see the slate. I am spending up a pitcher. Well, I think it's super clear. Somebody in chat said it. It's I'm playing Chase Burns with one of the big 3. I mean, that's probably what I'm doing in my main lineup. It's hard not to do that. That might be, ownership is a thing when it comes to pitchers, and we'll talk about it. But Chase Burns is just, I don't understand his price. I know he got blown up against Boston, and maybe that kept his price down. But how do you see it? What is your overview? What is your 30,000-foot screenshot of tonight's 15-gamer?
Well, yeah, Chase Burns and Skubal, which if you run any optimizer, any projection set, that's what you're going to get. I think those guys stand out a ton. But there are definitely other pitchers on this slate. This slate's loaded for pitching. Joe Ryan, Paul Skeens, Rodon, Webb, Ranger Suarez has been fantastic. He's in San Diego. I like Scherzer versus the Athletics. I know people are going to target that game.
Oh.
That's mainly Toronto. You don't like Scherzer? You can't go there?
He's 40 years old. I hate that ballpark for pitching. The one thing is not going to be many lefties on for the Athletics.
Yep.
Probably 3. Soderstrom, Kurtz, and Butler. 3 good lefties. and I love them as a mini. And I'm perfectly fine extending the Athletics to 5. They're one of my favorite teams, but if you look at Scherzer's splits against lefties, his strikeout ability is just kind of gone. It was a hell of a run for Max. He's a future Hall of Famer, fun pitcher to watch, incredible competitor, like out of his mind on the mound sometimes. But it's just I don't know if he still has it anymore.
He's got the veteran savvy, Dean. If you're playing 150, I think you should be considering some Scherzer.
How many fantasy points do I get?
You're locking him in whatever you're playing.
How many fantasy points does veteran savvy get me? Do I start with like 5 points?
Yeah, start with 5. I don't know, Dean. Veteran
He's got moxie.
Gets me something. Like we're talking, the A's do strike out, right? This lineup strikes out at a pretty high clip. Scherzer's 7K. He's in the range of Chase Burns. Like I'm obviously playing Chase Burns with more exposure than I'd play Max Scherzer, but I think it's fine that you can get him into the pool, especially because people are going to think like you. They're going to think, oh, they're playing in Sacramento or whatever ballpark this is. It's not a good pitcher. It's not a good place for really pitching, right?
It's hot. The wind's blowing out. It's going to be in the 90s.
There's no buildings in the back. Everything carries. I don't know. I can play some Scherzer in 150 though at 7K. Like I'm not locking Chase Burns unless you plan on locking Chase Burns. I know that's what you're doing because you're playing 5 teams.
Yeah, are you playing 150? You're talking about playing. Are you playing 150 or 20?
So
okay. So if he's like in your 112 lineup,
he's in my pool. Like he's in my pool, especially if I want to play Blue Jay stacks. Like I'm not going to play Blue Jay stacks with Chase Brown and Skubal because everyone's going to do that. So what's a
Chase Brown would be contrarian
way to play Blue Jay stacks? I can play Scherzer in some of my Blue Jay stacks. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think Scherzer could be in your pool. I don't mind Edward Cabrera, Rin Nelson versus the Angels. I don't mind, but really the guys up top: Skubal, Joe Ryan, Skeens. Like obviously, I'm trying to get to Chase Burns in one of those 3, but I do think in 150 you can mix some of these guys in your pool.
Let's talk about those 3 up top, right? Skubal, Joe Ryan, Paul Skeens. You got to pay a little bit more for Skubal. Skubal's 12K on DK, distinctly different than, Skeens is 10.5, Ryan is 10K, Webb is 9.7. He's not going to be that owned because of the matchup. And then Rodon announced at the All-Star game, another tough matchup there against the power for the Cubbies. Good arm, of course, theoretical upside. And if you're running 150, I guess Rodon's in your pool. I don't think I'm going to get there. I'm also playing smaller field stuff too, Bobby. So like I'm not as concerned. I don't feel like I have to have the most off the board thing. Not that Scherzer is completely nuts, but yeah, I don't need to play the most off the board stack with the most off the board pitcher because the contest has got 50,000 different lineups in there. So how would you rank all things considered? Right, we're considering ownership, we're considering salary and all that. Skeens, Ryan, and Skubal.
Skeens, Ryan, and Skubal. I'd go Skubal, Ryan, and Skeens. And mainly because I do think Skeens is more talented than Joe Ryan. I just think Joe Ryan's more in line for the win than Skeens. So if I had to rank those 3, that's how I would rank them.
Vegas feels the same. Minnesota, is taking on Pittsburgh, right? Ryan's taking on Skeens. 144 favorite, minus 144 favorite is Joe Ryan. You do have to score off Skeens, but Skeens' offense has to score for him.
Steve Jones says Skeens is only throwing 75 pitches. Did we just get that news?
I don't know that. I was thinking about because the All-Star game is on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh's going nowhere. And Skeens is going to throw in the All-Star game. Sometimes if they pitch on Sunday, they just don't pitch, right? They'll be there, they'll wave their hands, that kind of thing, and hang out, but they won't pitch. But I imagine Skeens will throw an inning, just like Skubal. They're all going to pitch on short rest, but maybe they'll have no throw day or something like that. I'm not sure how that works. Probably no throw day on Monday. But I was kind of thinking about maybe some teams will do that, and they have babied Skeens somewhat. So I don't think it's completely bonkers. I wouldn't say it is definitive, but I think it's in the cards that maybe he's a little bit less pushed than he has been or will be going forward. And again, what is Pittsburgh's motivation to have Skeens throw 100 pitches?
I don't know. I think they're trying. Word on the street is they're trying to deal him. It seems like so.
That's not word in the street. That's the Yankees fans are trying to.
He's coming to the Red Sox. I mean, eventually he's going to be somewhere because Pittsburgh's not going to pay him.
Like, but that's not for like
Well,
4
do you think he
years.
wants to stay in Pittsburgh? Like, I wouldn't want to stay in Pittsburgh.
Would you want to stay in an organization that has no interest in winning? Probably
That's
not.
exactly why I wouldn't want to stay in Pittsburgh.
It's a fabulous ballpark, but they don't care about winning. Is not prioritized there. You saw what they did in the offseason. They did nothing. They don't care. They don't want to spend any money. But so yeah, he's probably going to be gone, but not this year. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't think, unless you get a completely insane return. But that's highly unexpected. But yeah, I don't know where he's getting that at as far as the 75 pitch thing. But I was thinking about maybe some of these pitchers are going to pitch on Tuesday, an inning. Will get just a little bit less. So it's not a crazy number, but 75. I'll take the over on 75.
Yeah, I hear Boston's linked to Joe Ryan too, Mr. Richard in chat. Yeah.
Supposedly, yeah, Ryan is one who's actually like legitimately supposedly on the block. Right. And I think Joe Ryan's another guy who throws a ton of pitches.
Just don't have him pitch in Yankee Stadium in the playoffs.
You don't think that's going to work out?
Well, not with those lefties in right field, no.
On the season, as far as pitchers that are on this slate, Logan Webb has the most pitches thrown per start, 97.9. Rodon has the 8th most at 96, and Skeens 95.9. So he's 9th most in baseball. So of note, where's Scooball on that list? He's got to be like 15 or so, right? I don't know why. I'm trying to give it a 1 over and I can't find him. He's 30th at 91.8, so has not been pushed as hard. And the thing with, Burns, he's probably not going to throw 95 pitches, but does he need to? And it's kind of baked into his price. We're expecting 85. And, if you look at his ERA, he's got an 8 ERA. His 3 starts, the K rate is over 30%. Walks are too high, but he's facing a Colorado team, a Colorado lineup that strikes out a ton, that doesn't walk. They're super impatient. They're on the road. I know Cincinnati is a positive ballpark as well. And yeah, that one start against your Red Sox, he got absolutely blown up, but it's essentially it's a known, or people just kind of assume, or it's the worst kept secret that he was tipping his pitches. Boston kind of knew it was coming. He could tell these Rockies what's coming, Bobby, and I think he'd still be kind of in the clear. I shouldn't be too cocky about it, but that is the number. It's going to get a little bit high as far as ownership, just because the price is just wrong, and I guess there's a chance. When he has another goofy start flare up on him, but it is the Rockies. You were talking about me just hitting the lock button on Burns, and I don't know if I'm doing that. I kind of want to, but I'm only playing so many lineups. We're currently showing him at 36% on DK, Scooball 34, Ryan 19, Skeens 18, Webb 11. Everybody else in single digits. I think the pivot is Cabrera. If you want like a straight pivot away from Burns. I just believe in the talent there. I know Baltimore against righties is better. If you look at their plate IQ, it's popping green, and the ballpark shift is negative as well. But I just kind of believe in Cabrera's arm. So if you're looking for a pivot at that price point, it'd probably be him. Alan's asking about Boyle. That's a weird situation. Tampa, it looks like going forward, what Tampa's going to be doing is they're going to piggyback those two, right? Boyle and Rasmussen. Rasmussen, basically 2 or 3 innings the rest of the way. They're going to baby him. They want to keep his innings down. They want him to be available for the playoffs. So he's just unrosterable indefinitely. Drew Rasmussen. Boyle might throw 5 innings or so, 4 through 8. I don't know. He's not really somebody I strongly consider. Bregman's back, by the way, for Boston, if you missed that. Hitting the 2-hole. That Boston lineup is getting better these days.
Sox look good.
Yeah. I mean,
they haven't played anyone, but they look good.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely annihilated Colorado, which that's not really the measuring stick, but they probably felt better about themselves. Also seeing Devers, the Devers contract. I understand getting rid of it, just like spend to replace it. If you're a Boston fan, delegate that money elsewhere, and you'll be fine. They got really nothing back. Essentially a salary dub. Your assessment as far, are you locking Burns? You're running 150. Are you set the lock button, or no? You're not doing that, are you? I don't think so.
So you make the case that okay, Burns and spend up to Scooball, spend up to Ryan, or spend up to Skeens. I think that's fine, but I also think, like I said, you could play Cabrera. You could play Scherzer. I like Ranger Suarez on the high end too. Ranger Suarez has just been good. He keeps the ball down. It's in San Diego. I don't know. If you had to lock one between Skubal and Skeens, I think more people would lock Chase Burns under the same, just because of Skubal's price. But I don't know. I'm in between. I think Skubal is my favorite pitcher on the slate. That's my lean. Skubal is my favorite. I think for the field, the majority would prefer Chase Burns versus the Rockies at 7,500. So I would just Skubal, I think, is still a value at 12K, as crazy as that sounds, versus the Mariners. He's pitching so well. He's a 33% K rate, both sides of the plate. Like the Mariners.
Best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, he's the best pitcher in baseball. So, like, I don't know. I think Skubal would be my favorite pitcher on this slate, followed by Burns.
I mean, it's a salary thing. It's the only thing holding him back, right?
Yeah, it's a salary thing. Like, yeah. More people would lean to Burns being the better play than Skubal, which I get.
I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but like the DK, this is more DK than a FanDuel thing. FanDuel still has a lot of good players around 3K, but like all the players on DK, it seems like a lot of the guys that were 2.5 and 2.8 and 3.1, they all got like a $300 boost essentially. There's not a lot of players in the 2Ks anymore that are usable. We used to like always have some. I mean, they're not great, but there's 2K players that kind of make stuff happen and make things work. There's not a lot of 2K players, even on a 15-game slate. It's like, well, yeah, I can play that guy. But which is another reason why Skubal is a little bit tricky to make happen. Like even Loperfido was 2K for a while, right? Now Loperfido is 3K, and that's still like a discount. That's a huge deal. Like 2K to 3K, 1K difference. That kind of stuff adds up. And have you noticed that as well, as far as players just kind of slowly rising as a general thought? Not all of them, but collectively they seem to be a little bit more, especially like the low to mid tier have all kind of risen up. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I've noticed it. There's still like multiple like people are just afraid to play guys that aren't in the top 6 of an order. So if you're willing to play bats that are basically wraparounds or stuff like that, like you can find guys. I'm fine with Skubal. He's the guy that I'm preferring. I know you like Chase Burns, but we'll agree to disagree.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm pro Skubal. I'm not absolutely no way am I disagreeing with you.
No, but between the two, I feel like you're the value guy. When guys are 7.5 versus the Colorado Rockies, you get 6 to midnight, and I get that. Like,
well, it depends who the person is. And Chase Burns, have you seen? He's electric, man.
He's 7.5. He's probably too cheap. Definitely playing him. I just think Skubal is my favorite pitcher on the slate at 12K because the majority of people are going to think the exact way you're thinking. Let me play Chase Burns at 7,500 to get everything.
I'm thinking to play 2 of those 4 in basically every lineup I make, and like you said, I don't make a lot of lineups. I did want to get the second clue out for Film Friday. The first one is Sky. Your guess was incorrect. My second clue for the people is ER. ER is the second clue. Sky.
I might be going to ER after that chicken palm. Holy. Oof.
Well, you were questionable going into the show. You were game day to day, but I'm glad you showed up. You're a gamer.
I can't miss 3 shows in a row.
That's a bad luck to It's a bad luck going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
We
wouldn't be too happy.
We have one team right now, or one game projected with an extreme umpire. Obviously, the umpire stuff is not settled. A whole bunch of new series. This stuff could even change, but as of right now, the only extreme umpire we have is an extreme pitchers umpire in Fenway. Extreme pitchers umpire for Hunter Dobbins and Joe Boyle. The combination of Joe Boyle and Drew Rasmussen. Despite the fact there are 30, 31 pitchers throwing baseballs tonight, depending how you look at it, my pitching pool is tight. Is your pitching pool also tight? Like who else is in the pool we've not yet discussed? Like I don't want to waste time and talk about Lance McCullers and Luis Castillo and Kota Senga. And I'm just kind of limiting it out. I saw somebody asking about Ryan Nelson. I don't think I'm getting there on basically any of these guys. Grant Holmes has shown his strikeout ability, so I guess he's got some upside. He's had a few spike games where he's thrown for I think double-digit strikeouts this year, so I think he should be at least in the pool. But high variance as well. But you mentioned Ranger Suarez. in the pool, but single digit ownership. Logan Webb, is he somebody we're interested in against the Dodger team that they're just not rolling out their best lineup these days? Although we are expecting them to have Edmund should be back, Teoscar Hernandez should be back, Will Smith should be back. It's still no Max Muncy, so it's basically full Dodgers. Great ballpark. Webb is just he's nails. I'm not really rostering Dodgers. They have a 3.5 team total, but is there some other pitchers we should focus on? I want to get to the stacks because again we have 30 stacks to throw in some tiers. What else do you want to focus on? What else do you want to mention? What else do you want to highlight as far as pitchers? Otherwise, are we keeping it simple? Just we're playing the good ones and that's that.
I have 9 pitchers in my pool. Skubal, Chase Burns, Joe Ryan, Paul Skeens. Those are like the main guys. Then guys I'm getting pinches of is Grant Holmes, Max Scherzer, Edward Cabrera, Ranger Suarez, and Ren Nelson. That's basically how I'm playing them. That's the 9. Yeah.
Kohanowitz, the AAA for the Angels. Angels lineup just came out. Neto, Shanwell, Trout, Ward, Adele, Moncada, Ohapi, Rengifo, and Campero. So that's no Jorge Soler. We just got the Orioles. It's Holiday, Westberg, Henderson, O'Hearn, Loreno, Cowser, O'Neill, Mullins, and Stallings doing the catching there, down to their 4th catcher or so in Baltimore. So yeah, a lot of lineups coming on through. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else being mentioned in chat. You didn't mention Gavin Williams, right? Keith's asking about Gavin Williams, who's just
I guess you could consider Gavin Williams.
He's an enigma, man.
He
looks like he has great stuff.
Like, why don't I have Gavin Williams? I'm going to throw Gavin. That's another player I can throw in there. So, yeah, Gavin Williams is fine, 7,900. But the main guys I'm getting exposure to are the guys basically you're getting exposure to. Skubal, Ryan, Skeens, and Burns. Everyone else is like a pinch here, pinch there, to use a cheese reference.
I do agree, by the way, like ideally, as salary considered and all that, I'm with you. I know you say like we kind of disagree, but we don't. Ideally, I want to have Skubal, the best pitcher all the way up top, and then Burns, and just pair those two together. I don't know if I can make that work with all the kind of stacks or minis that I want to make work, but that is the plan at least. I do want to check out the Discord. Do we have any winners just yet? I have not taken a peek. I know producer Steve's on top of it. Has anybody guessed this correctly? I'm trying to see Top Gun, Donnie Darko, Final Destination, The Terminal. Oh, brother, we're out there. Patch Adams. Okay, I see where people are going. Fever Pitch.
Patch Adams is such a weird movie.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it at all. I seen it in theaters, and I really
so did I.
It scared me. I was a kid, and I thought it was supposed to be like a funny Robin Williams movie, and oof, was I wrong? It takes a turn,
Is there any truth to the rumor that you were an extra in Fever Pitch? Is that true or no?
Extra in Fever Pitch?
Any truth to that rumor? I've heard a rumor. Can you confirm or deny?
Where's that rumor?
I just people are saying. About the Boston Red Sox, Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon.
I know what the movie is. It's filmed in my neighborhood. Yeah,
that's why I would pick that movie as the rumor. That's true.
No, the town's filmed in my neighborhood too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's probably a better movie to be an extra.
That's probably a better movie to be like. Even though, yeah, I don't know. They kind of, I don't know. I know you're a big Departed guy. The only Boston movie I really like at this point is Good Will Hunting. It's probably my favorite. Where we do agree, that's your favorite too, right?
I love Good Will Hunting. Yeah, but I mean, not liking the town of The Departed is a terrible take.
I like the extended town version.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to put that in the list.
I think that's like more.
I gotta buy a DVD. Like, are you serious? What year is this? Like, you can't just have it streaming somewhere.
They stream it, don't they?
I don't think so. If you ever see it, let me know. If you ever see it streaming somewhere, I'd be all over it. But I don't think they actually stream the additional 30 minutes or so. Okay. Give me a minute or so. Summarize the pitchers. People just showed up. They didn't catch the first half hour. Tell the people how you're handling pitchers tonight.
Yeah, Skubal's my favorite on the high end, even at 12K. Like, he's just so good. 33% K rate, both sides of the plate. The Mariners are striking out, I think, at a 22% clip. Next would be Chase Burns. We all know the potential of Chase Burns. He struck out the first 6 Yankees he faced. He's getting the lowly Colorado Rockies. I think he would be number 2. Probably wouldn't play those two with like the Mets, the Blue Jays, or like Milwaukee. So I think those are probably going to be the chalkier stacks.
You think the Mets are going to be popular? I don't see that.
Well, probably not now because of the rain situation. Then I like Joe Ryan. I think he's more in line for the win than Paul Skeens. So I know they're in the same game, but I just lean Joe Ryan over Skeens. Skeens would be my 4th guy in. I like Ranger Suarez. He's just been so good. He's going to be in San Diego. Keeps the ball on the ground. I don't mind him. I'm off Webb. I'm off Rodon. I think you can get sprinkles of guys like Grant Holmes, Max Scherzer, Edward Cabrera, Gavin Williams, Rin Nelson, but it's more just 150 stuff, and I wouldn't go too crazy with any of that. I like the idea of when I play Toronto to play some Scherzer, just in case Scherzer throws some of that veteran savvy, show some of that veteran savvy that he's not putting into his.
He's got guile. How do the projections capture guile?
Yeah. So how do the projections capture guile?
That's
so I don't mind. And I also don't mind like Burns and one of these spend downs, which I think is an interesting way to build. Or building with Skubal and not playing Burns and playing like a Joe Ryan or a Skeens. But I think the majority of my teams will have one of Skubal and Chase Burns on it. And
Burns and Scherzer. What's that?
Yeah, Burns and Scherzer, and give me like all the Toronto bats. I don't hate that. Like, we don't consider Toronto an offense like the Dodgers. They don't have a guy like Show, but they've been so good over the last 2-3 weeks that like they're just a team that I want to get to. I really like the Mets. They were probably one of my favorite teams. The weather makes it a little.
So we got an update, Bobby. Not to cut you off, we got an update. The Mets are now straight yellow. So
I can play the Mets now. Yeah,
Roth looks more optimistic. It turns out weather is fluid, and it change. The projection and the how things are going to turn out weather-wise. It's going to change. 20 minutes ago to now. That's just how that goes. Nothing worse than yellow, right? It's yellow for Seattle, Detroit. Is that new? Was that there the whole day? If I missed it, my bad. But we don't want a delay for Skubal, obviously. That's kind of a big deal, something we got to keep an eye on. And Roth will.
If there's any risk of a delay for Skubal, I would just switch him and Chase Brown and just be more heavy on Chase Brown. But I think Skubal's the play. He's the guy for me.
Bobby, you are ready for
Chase Burns, not Chase Brown. What'd you say?
You're ready. You're ready for best ball. You're ready for best ball. You got
Chase Brown. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of best balls, unfortunately.
I've been dabbling in the best ball streets. It's just fun. It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it is fun.
Until it's not. Until like, oh man, my guy just
none of your teams
out for the season.
You have way too much Tank Dell.
Yeah. I hope you're not drafting him at all this year. That's not.
No, I'm just going with the lock for me. Rasheed Rice. I think Rasheed Rice is the play.
That's the lock. Okay, I like him, but I wouldn't call him a lock. But I like him.
Why wouldn't you call him a lock? You afraid of suspensions and injuries?
There's a possible suspension. Yeah, he's also like now like the 20th pick. He was like 35th or so. He's really worked.
Yeah, but if you've been drafting him since he was the 35th pick, you're in a good spot, right?
Okay, but now you can stop. Okay. You can pump the brakes a little bit. I think.
I don't like to pump the brakes, Dean. I like to go all in.
all gas, no brakes. Gas. Bobby Gums. Yeah. Let's drop this third clue. Let's get out the tiers category. Third clue today is greed, sky, ER, and greed. Those are your 3 clues. Get in the Discord channel, RotoGrinders.com/Discord. Most of our Discord channels are free. You do not need a paid RG account. Just need a regular RotoGrinders account to get in there. Be the first to tell me what film I'm talking about, and you get yourself a week free of RG Premium. Guesses coming in. Joker from Dusk Till Dawn. I did just watch Sinners, speaking of from Dusk Till Dawn. That was spectacular on Max. Highly recommend.
Sinners?
Sinners. Probably the best movie of the year. Yeah, put it on fire it up in your queue. It's really good.
I don't trust you. You don't give good recommendations anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
Your clues are terrible too, by the way.
Yeah. If I don't have good clues, I can't obviously recommend good movies.
I can't trust your clues, so why can I trust your movie takes?
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. Today's tier, Bobby, I don't know if you know it. I'm not sure if you celebrated. I'm not sure if you partook, but today is July 11th, which of course means you can get yourself a free Slurpee today. It is
So,
7.
Funny thing about that is,
Yeah.
My son, he's suspended from Slurpees because he keeps saying shut up.
Because what's the reasoning?
He keeps saying shut up. And yeah. So like we've taken away Slurpees.
No Slurpee privileges. Okay.
No Slurpee privileges. Yeah.
Is that his go-to? That's his number one?
Free one. Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't know today's 7-Eleven day. But so I ranked things you can eat or drink at 7-Eleven, Bobby. I don't know. Did you have a favorite? Full disclosure, I've not been to 7 in like 10 years.
When I was drunk and stuff, like late night in college.
Oh yeah. We've all had our moments of weakness.
You know those sandwiches that, like the ham and cheeses that you eat at like 3 in the morning, and they're fabulous.
No,
and then you wake up and you're like, how did I eat this?
It's like the chicken parm situation all over again.
Yeah. But that's why I haven't thrown up on the show, because my stomach was preempted to be ready for situations like this. You know,
you've trained it.
I've trained it. Yeah.
It's built up a tolerance. All right, so yeah, the board has actually been revealed, Bobby, and I haven't had it in years, but like Slurpees are spectacular. I can't tell the last time I had one, but they are.
I had one 2 weeks ago.
Well, how was it?
Time he could have one, I had one, and they're awesome. Yeah, they're awesome.
Do you have a particular flavor? Because for me, like mixing like the Coke and the cherry, like that's the nuts. Make yourself some bootleg cherry Coke. That's the nuts.
So I do the blue and then the cherry, and I mix them, and it was like something I did at the movies a lot. Blue raspberry and the white cherry, and that was like my favorite combo. Yeah. So yeah, Slurpee's number one. Donuts. Yeah,
they're fine. Like they deliver them that day. I think you got to get them early. I think. I was trying to find something positive at 7-Eleven. To me, there's not a lot positive. It was hard finding good options, so that's why I went. There's only so many things you can pick from. Finding the nonsense at 7-Eleven, we put the hot dogs. There's no way I'm having a hot dog at 7-Eleven. That's just like you're just asking for a chicken parm situation. I put that in the 5-hole. Pizza, pizza's got a floor, but even
7-Eleven pizza's floor is lower than most floors, though.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's hard to screw up pizza, but yeah, that's why I put it in the 4-hole. And jerky, it's a good like road trip. If you're road tripping, you stop at 7-Eleven, it's fine. You can't screw up
the teriyaki jerky.
Sure,
Jack Links or whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
What about Zins? I get all my Zins at 7-Eleven.
I did. I don't know what that is. Like I've not explored that.
You should be a Zins guy. I could see you.
Why should I be?
A couple lip pillows in during a show.
By the way, so you ever get a brain freeze? You get the brain freeze, right? You drink the Slurpee too fast. You had to make it go away.
No, but my son, like when he got his first, he didn't really get it. I'm like, dude, it's a brain freeze. Get it chill out.
It's got to build up a tolerance, like you. Yeah. You stick like your thumb, like at the roof of your mouth. That's how you make it go away. I guess not.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Uncle Dean, Uncle Dean said, "Stick your thumb on the roof of your
mouth." We do have a winner, by the way, for today's Film Friday. We'll continue dropping clues, but I think this is a repeat winner. I believe this is the winner from yesterday. Oh, on fire, Z Zera. So shout out to you. Producer Steve is going to slide in and get you a week free of RT Premium or a week free of Scores and Odds. Okay. The clues are so terrible, yet we still have a winner, Bobby. I don't know how that works all the time.
The clues stink. I don't know.
Yet somehow we're here.
We have a very smart chat. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
The acumen of the chat.
Marlins are in Baltimore. It's Eber Cabrera versus my namesake, Dean Kramer. The Marlins are dogs here, plus 121. Baltimore's the favorite. Talked about liking Cabrera a little bit as a pivot away from Burns. I do not like the ballpark shift. And also, if you look at the numbers for Baltimore, they're good versus righties. I know they've been gutless and disappointing collectively this season, but where are you putting the Marlins and Baltimore on the board.
I'm going to put Baltimore. We'll go in donuts. No, actually jerky. We'll do jerky for Baltimore. I think that's where Baltimore probably should be, because I do like Edward Cabrera, but guys like Westberg, Lariano, Cowser, they profile pretty well. So yeah, put them in jerky. Miami, like they stink. You can put Miami in pizza. Pizza's fine for Miami. Dean Kramer sometimes is better than he's a okay real life pitcher. He's not the greatest DFS pitcher, but he does have ceiling games occasionally. Miami bats that I like. Kyle Stowers. I think Kyle Stowers goes yard today. Save that for what are those things? The
Homers,
homers,
Dongs,
bombs, Dean's dongs, whatever you like to call them.
Bobby's bombs.
Agustin Ramirez, I think, is another one that's fine, and that's
I like him. I think he's too cheap.
Well, you like him. I think Stowers goes yard, but
and Kramer's a little bit reverse splitsy too. So, yeah, I'm a fan of Ramirez. Love that ballpark jump for him. The Cubs are in Yankee Stadium. It's Carlos Rodon taking on Chris Flexen. However long Flexen's going to last. The Yankees are without Giancarlo Stanton, and they got their backup catcher in there as well. No Wells today. Yankees still have a team total above 5. Dominguez leading off. Judge, one of the best hitters in all of baseball, if not the best, arguably. All right, you tell me. Cubs and the Yankees, where are we throwing them? What tiers?
Yeah, so I really like the Cubs. It's just they get Rodon. Guys like Tucker, Suzuki, Swanson, Nico Horner, they're guys that I think are fine. It's just tough with them getting Rodon. I'm going to put the Cubs in donuts, and the Yankees versus Flexen. I'm going to say the Yankees, they're probably going to be in Slurpee for me. Yeah.
All right, 2 games down, 1 game, 1 team.
He was like really tricking me with like the board here.
He's just playing his own game. He's just trying to guess where they're going to
go. He doesn't like the Yankees versus Flexen. He's not interested.
Well, he's a Met fan, so he probably doesn't want to put him in the one hole.
Like Chisholm is on fire. Ben Rice, give me Judge. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
Jazz
where would you put the Cubs, Dean? Because I'm unsure about the Cubs. Like, I think I have them too high here. Where would you put them?
I like Carlos Rodon. I know Tucker is good against lefties. PCA is not as good against lefties. PCA, I believe, is
very good against lefties.
The third person in baseball history, I want to say. I feel like I heard this. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. Third person before the All-Star break to have 25-25 PCA. So shout out to him. And I don't recall who the first 2 were. And Jazz has been on fire, like you said, and I believe he's the 8th. He was asking for it. I believe he's the 8th man in to the home run hitting derby. So shout out to Jazz as well. German Marquez, mega dog here against the Reds. Cincinnati is a minus 260 favorite, 9 total. Chase Burns, the rookie phenom.
You never said where you wanted to put the Cubs, though. Where would you have put the Cubs?
I would have put him at probably jerky. I would have put him in jerky.
Bump the Cubs to jerky because I'm unsure, and Dean seems like he's more sure, and I do worry about Rodon, so bump the Cubs to jerky. Yeah, we can have conversation, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm doing conversation. I'm always happy to yield. This is kind of your game. I'm just sort of leading there. But if you want to bring me in, by all means, I'm happy to chime in. It's just like the Cubs. They have a great offense, of course, but are they going to beat 2900 offenses today? Like, certainly they have the ability to do so. And what if they get the Rodon early? Then all bets are off. And if the game's 8-0, you're going to get the belly of that bullpen. It's probably nonsense. Every team's got a couple of nonsense guys. So sure, you can play them. They're also really expensive. It's just hard to get there when I want to get pricey pitchers as well. Rockies, Reds. Reds, one of the biggest totals on the board, 5.5 against German Marquez. Really, really vulnerable pitcher. L.A. De La Cruz, shortstop is loaded, as it always is. Really loaded today. Love De La Cruz. It feels like a spot you're supposed to spend up for, because if you look at I'll do my rankings earlier today, as far as had to rank 8 shortstops, and I just had they're all good. They're all good. We'll get into it. And of course, crunch time, they go around the horn. You're going to hear all the good shortstops that are available. The Reds, one of the more peeling offenses. Benson, see, that's kind of my point. You see how much Will Benson is, Bobby? He's 3.9. Like, what is that? Will Benson was like
Will Benson's good. 3.9 is too cheap for Will Benson.
No, it's not. He's batting 8th at home.
Will Benson's good, Dean.
He's not good.
I disagree. He is good. He's good.
He's got power, and he's also a pinch hit risk. However, Colorado still has one lefty in that bullpen, I believe. So pretty good chance he sticks around the entire game. He gets a dry 9. He gets a clean 9. Actually, probably 8 and change because, Vegas is telling us they're not going to get their last at bat. So that's what happens sometimes, Bobby. When you don't get your last at bats and you're at home and you're in the 8 hole, the 9 hole, sometimes you get 3 at bats. That's if you win the game 4-2, pretty good chance he might get 3 at bats, which is not ideal. The bats are important, but he's got plenty of power. I just thought, like, why isn't he 3K? He's 3.9. Salaries have gone up. That's what I was just pointing out.
I don't remember him even being 3K though.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was definitely cheaper.
Okay. Put the Rockies in hot dog. Just first Chase Burns, not Brown. Chase Burns, highly touted prospect. Tough for the Rockies. It's going to be tough for the Rockies today. The Reds are fine. I think the Slurpee is the upper echelon of where I want to go. So, for me, I think the Reds are definitely really good. Ellie, Marte. I like the wrap. You said the wrap's not viable. Ellie Hayes,
didn't say that.
Benson, Marte, Stevenson. Like, I like the wrap. But yeah, McLean's there in the 2-hole. I hate Friedel, but what are you going to do? I put the Reds in donuts. You can make a case for Slurpee, obviously, but yeah.
That's where I would have put him too.
Marquez is horrible. Yeah.
You're not going to believe it, but our guy Eric is talking about playing Marquez in chat because why not? Why wouldn't you play Marquez when you have 30 pitchers to choose from?
I feel like Marquez you could make the case. I remember DC said Marquez was going to be in the Hall of Fame.
What?
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh,
but Marquez was pretty good. His arm's broken now. Like the majority of in this league. Like I didn't think Marquez was I thought Marquez had potential when he first came to the league. He just probably sees ghosts from pitching in Colorado, and then his arm, he tore his. Didn't he have Tommy John?
I think he had Tommy John, or he had something really serious where I believe he missed the entire season. But there was a point in time, several years, where it was a pretty good run.
He was pretty good. Like I thought he was definitely, he had potential. It's just like, I don't know, the way I feel like a lot of these young arms. Well, not that he's a young arm anymore, but especially like we're seeing now, a lot of pitchers aren't lasting for whatever reason.
Shout out to our winner today for Film Friday, Z-Zera. Won yesterday and gifted the premium. He ran his own game. He ran his own little game there in the live stream chat. He just said basically pick a number, and the closest person to the number he gifted the RG premium to Gray Bill. So there you go. Shout out to Gray Bill. Well done. Good person there. It's always good vibes there. Paying it forward from Z-Zera. All right. A fourth clue, by the way, is scrolling. If you're still playing the game, it is Pride. Sky, ER, Greed, and Pride. Next game here, Bobby, amongst the 15 that we're going to be talking about this evening, it's your Boston Red Sox getting Alex Bregman back, taking on the combination platter of Drew Rasmussen and Boyle. Boston slight favorite here, minus 115. Hunter Dobbins toes the rubber for Boston. How do you see the Rays and the Sox?
Yeah, Red Sox have been good. They've been really good. I think Rasmussen is interesting. We didn't talk about him in terms of pitching, but I do think you could make a case that in larger field stuff, if you wanted to play him, he's fine. I'm going to put the Sox in jerky where Steve has them, and I'm going to put Tampa. I like Tampa versus Dobbins. There are guys that on the Tampa side is Lowe in? Is Lowe back? No,
he hit the IL.
He hit the IL.
Yeah,
Arrow or
Brandon Lau. You're talking about, right? Brandon Lau's the IL.
Yeah, Brandon Lau. Yeah, Aranda, Caminero. I think you can put them in jerky as well, but I don't love this game, but I think it is interesting from a tournament perspective if you want to get to some of these bats, but it's nothing I'm gushing over to play. I don't know about you. You probably like the Sox today, I would imagine. Will you?
No, I don't really like it. I think Rasmussen and Boyle are both pretty good pitchers,
Yeah.
and I don't really like Boston today. They're fine-ish, but I'm not going to get there. So it's a pass for me. I would not have put them higher than Jerky. So
Yeah.
that's where I would have put both those teams right there, smack in the middle. Mariners, Detroit, 7 total. Detroit monster favorite here, minus 300. Luis Castillo, not what he once was. Vulnerable to lefty power. There is an absence of it for Detroit with their injuries, but they still have Riley Green, who looks spectacular, and Colt Keith, assuming he can stick around for all 9. There is a pinch hit risk on him, but he is leading off today. Do you like the lefties against Castillo? I love Big Dumper. I love Cal Raleigh, but not today. That's just whatever. If he beats me, so be it. Nobody's going to play him, but imagine spending $6K for Big Dumper against Tarek Skubal. I can't do it. I'm not playing anybody against Skubal because he's the best pitcher in the world. How do you have the Mariners and Detroit?
Detroit's fine in the middle, and really just be Riley Green, Colt Keith, Wenzel Perez, guys like that. Maybe some Parker Meadows down there, but they're just in Jerky for me. And the Mariners are in Hot Dog. I don't want any part of Skubal. Don't care. Big Dumper, Little Dumper. I'm not interested.
All right. He's having a historic season too. It's completely bonkers what he's doing as a catcher. Curious to see if he sustains that as the season progresses. We did get some new lineups. I think we got Milwaukee's as the show has been starting. We got Milwaukee's lineup. Speaking of openers, DL Hall expected to be an opener here for the Brewers with Quinn Priester. The long man eating up the bulk of the innings on layaway. Mitchell Parker on the other side. We have a really, really cheap Andrew Vaughn. If you're looking for a cheapie today, does take a first base, which is some opportunity cost, but I do like Andrew Vaughn today as somebody that kind of helps make stuff work with some power upside. Mitchell Parker, I think one of the weaker pitchers throwing baseballs tonight. How do you have the Brewers, who do have a team total, they're minus 218 against the Nats?
Yeah, so for the Brewers, I don't know. I think you could make a case to put the Brewers higher than Jerky. Just because of Mitchell Parker, and he has not been great. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them in Jerky. And then in terms of the Nats, also in Jerky. No interest in really the Nats either.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Jerky here. Do you see it differently?
The chat's going to say, they're going to call you out. You're riding the fence.
15 games. What do they want me to do? A lot of these.
They want you to take a stand. You're not taking a stand. You're throwing everybody in the middle. That's not stands.
All right, put the Nats.
You're riding the fence.
Put the Nats in. Put the Nats. I don't know. No, leave the Nats. Leave the Nats. Where are you putting them, Dean? Where are you putting the Nats?
I probably would put Washington in pizza and Milwaukee possibly in donuts, but at least in Jerky. But
I'm putting Washington in pizza and Milwaukee stays in Jerky.
Yeah. I do like Vaughn as a cheapie to kind of make things work. I like Contreras a little bit too. I know this year he's been struggling against lefties, but Mitchell Parker is not necessarily somebody I'm afraid of. Certainly somebody that's vulnerable. Ideally, I want Yelich against. That's the tricky part, right? Is Yelich their best hitter, or one of their best hitters, left on left. He's been really bad this season. 63 ISO, 260 WOBA, not good. But I guess that's where I would have put him. Jerky. I think you got it right. I know we're.
I think I got it right too.
We have some more games to discuss. Of course, in about 15 minutes or so, we got Chief Mineralogist Kevin Roth. We have Dave Potts, Cheeseisgood. Kirkwood, Kirkdiese. I saw him lurking in the chat.
How's he doing, Kirkwood? I haven't seen Kirkwood in a while. I haven't talked to him.
I thought you can throw a rock to his house.
He texted me the other night because he had a blog that was funny.
He wrote a blog?
A certain co-host just doing writing up I forget which pitcher he was writing up or what team he was writing up, but he was writing up Bello, and he mentioned a certain co-host that works for RotoGrinders.
Would that certain co-host be on this show? Possibly?
Possibly, yeah. It's not me. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I am aware. I am aware. I did see that. He likes to shout me out in the write ups, which appreciate.
You're a good shout out guy for sure.
I don't.
Like
What makes a
if a
good?
lot of I feel like if people think DFS, they think Dean Shabelson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but is that good? I don't know. Is that okay? Sure. I guess I'll take it. I'm not going to fight.
I
This is
think
your
that's what
opinion.
I think. That's what I think. I think when people, if you've been watching DFS for the last 10 years, like who are the guys that you're going to think of when you're playing
I don't know.
DFS or
I'm too close. I
just
can't
casual
say.
playing DFS?
My opinion. I'm too close to the situation, so like my opinion is probably tainted.
Yeah,
But
I would
maybe
think
the
Dean Shabelson personally,
okay. Well,
legendary. Yeah,
thank you.
legendary.
I would think Kirkwood, Kirkdiese, and Bobby Gomes. That's what
No,
I would
not
think.
me, not me. I'm not in it.
Cleveland and Chicago. It's Jonathan Cannon against Gavin Williams. This game not on FanDuel. It is on DK. They're playing a doubleheader. Is that first game over?
Just put Chicago with the in hot dog. Just put them in hot dog.
Just yeah. That game is over. By the way, Cleveland won 4-2. I'm sure that was a three solo jobs. Three homers for Cleveland. Looked like they amounted to all the runs. Santana, Schneemann, and Martinez. Chicago got a homer from Luis Robert, and that's it. That's all the runs happened in with four homers. I guess that's why we don't have lineups just yet, because this game probably just concluded. I would assume the catchers aren't playing unless they're DHing. But I don't really have a ton of interest offensively in this game as is, outside of maybe J-Ram or Manzardo, I suppose, is worth a look as a cheapie. But you tell me, Cleveland and the White Sox.
Yeah, I think Steve got it right. Cleveland and pizza, White Sox and hot dogs. We didn't have to do another jerky because they were starting to call us jerky boys in chat. So yeah,
Sizzle chest. Did you listen to the Jerky Boys taste
and
tape?
Tommy G, David Kitchen, Siege is DFS.
There's some names,
Al
man.
Smiz.
Yeah. These are some throwbacks for sure. Many of them still around doing their thing. Did you listen to Jerky Boys back in the day? Was that your thing? You're aware of that?
Oh, is that before my time? I don't know.
It was prank calls. They were
I
innovators.
prank called a lot of people. I was actually talking about this.
What was your go-to prank call?
I just used to prank call my friends. Like it was just, what was good was like Nextels.
Was your refrigerator running? Did you have 15-pound balls?
Nextels where you could just like chirp into someone.
I don't know. I never had a Nextel.
You never had a Nextel? No.
No.
You didn't live.
that is the barometer.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Texas,
so like at 3 a.m, I could beep you, and you could be fast asleep, but it would go off, and there was no way to really stopping it. It would just be like for you.
Well, that sounds terrible. Can I take the batteries out?
Yeah, no, that's the whole point. Like that's just like
I'm not buying this product.
Way to get you, alert you. It could alert you.
Bobby, Texas and Houston, Jack Leiter versus Lance McCullers. What do you got?
Texas and Houston?
Yeah, they're playing baseball tonight.
They're playing baseball, really?
Allegedly, they're on the schedule. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, basically for me, Jack Leiter's was a top prospect. He's supposed to be good. Hasn't really been good. I don't want to go out on a limb here and do something different than we've already done, but I'm going to put Houston in jerky. You know what I mean? I'm just going to put – I like Paredes. I like Altuve. We're kind of living in the middle here. It's fine. Well, what I will say is I like Texas and Donuts versus McCullers. He stinks.
He might be done. It might be over.
It's not 5 years ago. Give me Josh Smith. Give me Corey Seager. Give me Langford. Give me some Texas. Give me Higashioka down there at the end.
He's had some good games. He's had a couple dreadful ones too.
Do you not like Texas?
I like them. I'd put them at either donuts or jerky, but I'm fine with it. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
They're perfectly fine there.
Houston higher?
No.
Houston's not an offense that really excites me. They're not
I like him
Maybe
against
if you had
lefties.
Kyle Tucker, it would make me interested. Or Jordan Alvarez wasn't injured. I'd be more
Yeah.
interested in Houston.
Is he ever going to come back? Is he ever going to come back
Do you
this
think he
year?
wants to? He might not want to.
I think he wants to. Why not?
A lot of people are quiet quitting these days, Dean. I don't know if you've seen in the NBA.
You're calling him basically Anthony Rendon? Is that what you're doing? Which, by
Well,
the way, speaking of quiet,
you have to respect Anthony Rendon. Really.
well, he didn't even quiet quit. He just said it. He said it out loud, basically. He's like, I don't really care
signed the
about
contract
baseball.
and like I don't want to play. And like
That's it. I'm done. Thank you, everybody.
it's like when RotoGrinders offers you, Dean, like this crazy multi-million-dollar contract, and
Yeah.
you just
That's it.
take it
Coasting.
and quiet quit. And TJ has to work for you.
Paul Skeens against Joe Ryan. It's a 7 total. We're looking at a awesome, spectacular pitching matchup, which theoretically means we're probably not going to be terribly thrilled about the stats. You tell me otherwise.
Get into the theoretically aspect of what we're just expecting good pitching. That's what you're theoretically.
Well, I mean, yeah, I expect good pitching out of Paul Skeens and Joe Ryan. Do you not? Tell me otherwise.
I expect good pitching out of Paul Skeens. I prefer Joe Ryan as a pitcher on the slate, but Joe Ryan does not always. He can get blown up occasionally. I don't think it's going to be here. I like him more than Paul Skeens. I think he's more in line for the win. Like I said, I don't know. Put both of these teams in pizza.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
It's your board, man.
I'm just
personally,
asking you. Put them
personally, I would have put them both in the gutter, but that's just me.
But you're more extreme than I am.
Well, okay.
Like there are batters like I like on both Pittsburgh and Minnesota. I can get into them if you'd like. There's a guy named Byron Buxton. I know it's for Skeens. Matt
He's in the Homer
Wallner.
Derby.
Cody Clemens, I think, is fine. Like these guys they're more one-offs or guys that would just make my pool, but I'm not stacking them. I think they're okay batters, you know. On the Pittsburgh side, O'Neal Cruz, Joe Ryan susceptible to lefty power. I like some O'Neal Cruz as a one-off, you know. So
it's still so embarrassing.
I don't want to play any of these guys. I don't want to play any White Sox. I don't want to play any Mariners. I don't want to play any Colorado Rockies. Like, yeah,
it's I don't understand why are they still punishing O'Neal. Why is he batting 5th? But we don't have time to get in. It's outrageous. He's batting 5th for Pittsburgh. Just completely again. This goes to the point that they have no interest in trying actually winning baseball games. We got to pick up the pace a little bit here, Bobby. Because
why are they punishing him?
I don't know. Like he's loafed it in the outfield a couple times. They benched him for like a lack of hustle on occasion. Although
maybe he's sick of the Pirates too. Like I get
he's also a shortstop. He's not an outfielder, so
he's not really a shortstop though. He's 6'7". How tall is he? He's like 6'7".
He's a big boy.
Like he's gonna have
versatile.
to move eventually.
He threw a 105-mile-an-hour ball the other day in the outfield. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
Incredible.
So he should be an outfielder. You're not going to run
on a pitcher
in the outfield.
The Mets and the Royals, Michael Wacha versus Kota Senga. We do have to pick up the pace here because about 10 minutes tops as far as crunch time coming in. We will drop that 5th clue too for Film Friday. It is Container. Container is the 5th clue. You tell me how much you like the Royals and the Mets. Roth, last we saw, I'll confirm, gave that game a yellow, so it looked like it got slightly better from a weather perspective.
The Mets get me. They get me 6 to midnight versus Wacha. I know.
You and producer Steve.
Wacha's a good real-life pitcher. I love Nimmo. I love Lindor. I love Soto. Love Alonso. Mauricio's there. Like, I don't mind him. Put the Mets in Slurpee. KC, it's good hitting weather. It's versus Senga. Just throw KC in jerky. You never want to fully stack KC. If you're fully stacking KC, you're doing it wrong.
Oh man, did you see Caglione hit that 450 bomb to dead center?
I seen it. I was looking at so I've been busy. I have to work at this new business that we took over, and I was looking at like home run bets, and I didn't really get a chance to look at the DFS slate. And I'm like, there's Cags. I don't bet Cags. You know, he could go deep here, and then he went deep finally when I'm not playing DFS.
I think it was left on left too, versus reverse splits guy. You were right. It is hot in Kansas City. Obviously, a terrible ballpark, generally speaking. 10 homers, one of the worst, if not the worst, in baseball. But 121 previous games, fire emoji, 87's the temp, 11 miles per hour, dead center. So 24% bump in homers, 22% bump in runs.
Do these guys like each other? Someone asked in chat. Do we like each other, Dean?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't.
Frenemies.
Do we come off like we don't? Is that the
bot for giving? Like each other? No, we're friends. Yeah.
That's great, Bobby. What a jerk. No, that's pretty funny. I don't know what kind of vibe we give off, but this is just sort of this is how we operate. Braves, Cardinals, Libator, Grant Holmes, 8.5 total. Atlanta, St. Louis. Where are we putting these teams in jerky? What do you say, jerky? We're gonna have to extend the board for more jerky teams, but do what you want.
It
It's your
looks
board.
like they're a jerky team, Dean. It looks like they're in the jerky category. Like I can't make a case to put either in donuts or Slurpee.
No Ozuna, by the way. Ozuna's not in that little lineup today. They did start Harris left on left, but man, when you're batting behind Nick Allen, that is just a tough scene. He's really regressed.
Libator doesn't get blown up either. Really,
not really.
Yeah, that
you got them both in jerky. Did you put St. Louis in jerky as well? I see that they're there, but I'm not sure if that was
they're
Steve.
Fine in jerky. Like Grant Holmes gets Ks. St. Louis has showed potential throughout the season to hit the ball. So I don't know. Yeah, jerky.
We have
jerky here.
The D-backs and the Angels. Tyler Anderson, Ryan Nelson, no Corbin Carroll left on left, but Anderson's reverse splitsy, so that's kind of surprising. But Carroll is taking a seat today. Looks like Blaze Alexander is in the lineup there. Ketel Marte leading off.
Remember how big of a fan you were of Blaze Alexander when he first came up?
No, I don't remember that.
You loved Blaze Alexander.
I think I loved his name. I said, I hope this guy's good. Yeah. No, I just love the name. I want a guy named Blaze Alexander to be good at. I want to have that name to be in the vernacular.
Maybe I'll name my kid Blaze. But then he's like,
you got one more chance, right? You got one more shot.
Then you're gonna be then he's potential to be a weed guy, Blaze.
Do you think subliminally that's what's gonna happen? Maybe he's just fast. That can't be the thing.
Blaze Alexander, someone said in chat.
Yeah, big donut fan. Arizona.
I don't think
and
that's what he meant, Dean. I don't think
that's how I heard it.
Yeah, I got Arizona and Slurpee. Really like Arizona versus Tyler Anderson. Tyler Anderson, outside of his start versus the Yankees, isn't good at throwing baseballs. So yeah, Marte, Suarez, Grichuk, lefty masher. What's Cardi would be furious still calling Grichuk a lefty masher, or anyone a lefty masher for that matter. But I like Arizona, so I'm gonna put them there, and that's it. The Angels have been good. They strike out a lot. Yeah, put the Angels in donuts. That works for me, I guess.
Phillies, Padres, Ranger Suarez versus Ryan Bergert. I don't think we have lineups here. Nope, no lineups just yet. This is a West Coast game, so no surprise. Big downgrade here for the Phillies as far as their offense when it comes to the ballpark, but Bergert, of course, not somebody we are afraid of. I don't think Schwarber is going to get played. He's in a really interesting tournament play. I talked about the slew of shortstops. Are you really going to prioritize Turner? Only in a Philadelphia stack. You tell me. Phillies, Padres.
Yeah, I can attack Bergert with the Phillies, so they're fine in donuts. I do think that Schwarber's a really good tournament call, like you said. I don't mind Turner. I like Harper. Castellanos is fine. Kepler, fine with the Phillies. The park is a downgrade for the Phillies. That would be the one thing. San Diego's not the best place to hit baseballs. And then San Diego versus Suarez. I would put San Diego in pizza. Suarez is just it's going to be really difficult stacking San Diego and winning tonight. So
yeah, I'm not really picking on him either. I like Suarez a good bit. Keeps the ball on the ground. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, and it's a good ballpark to keep the ball in the ballpark. We shall move along. There's 2 more games to go. Crunch Slam coming in shortly. Probably the most appealing on the board, at least was appealing game on the board according to totals. Over a 6 total for the Toronto Blue Jays. No Toronto lineup just yet. There's a chance we get some cheap stuff, but Barger is still $3K on FanDuel. That's an awesome price. He's still probably a little too cheap on DK as well. Vladdy's 3-2 on FanDuel. Additionally, we talked earlier about picking up. Yeah, 3-2 on FanDuel. Awesome play.
What are they doing? They just quit. They quit 4 years ago, FanDuel, with pricing. So
Anthony Rendon is in charge of the pricing on FanDuel, I think. Severino, first, speaking of not being as good as he once was, Severino's kind of losing it. And Scherzer, especially the lefties, the Ks have just kind of gone away. We love this ballpark. It's small. It's going to be hot, and the wind's blowing out. Blue Jays, Athletics.
Blue Jays, Slurpee. Slurpee. I think Blue Jays, That's where they belong tonight. Just been really hot as an offense. Don't mind Springer. Don't mind Guerrero. Like Barger versus Severino. I think Barger is a good home run call, Dean.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of chalky. But
Is it chalky? Yeah, I like Barger to go long. It's not like my Stowers call, but I like Barger a little bit. We'll put them in Slurpee. The Athletics, like, it would be between jerky and donuts for me. I'm going to lean donuts because I think that's where the public would want me to go with the Athletics. I just think you could Scherzer could deal a little bit, so I'd be a little.
He's got moxie. He's got guile. He's got veteran savvy.
Yeah,
he's got that stare.
Yeah,
2 different color eyeballs.
He was pitching in Worcester a couple weeks ago versus the Paw Sox, but now he's pitching in Sacramento versus the Athletics. I don't know, but what if he shows that Scherzer that gusto, from I don't know.
Why hasn't he shown it all year?
He shows.
Why has he been hiding it? Okay. Now he wants to show it.
I don't know. I like Toronto. I think an interesting way of playing Toronto is playing them with Scherzer. That's what I want to get to on some teams, I guess.
Still no Wilson for the Athletics, by the way. If you missed that, I think he's projected to start the All-Star game. I assume he'll be back for that. Probably wants to start the All-Star game. We haven't seen him play in 3 or 4 games or so. I think he was hitting the hand, and he was replaced in the first inning. Dustin May, last game of the night. Dustin May and the Dodgers are in San Fran, 7.5 total. Logan Webb on the other side. I saw people in the chat asking about the lineups. I'm not terribly concerned with lineups in this game because I'm probably not playing offense this year. So I have no Will Clark out there for all I care.
You can put them both in pizza for me. Like, the Dodgers have a very low team total. They haven't been the same lineup, although they are the Dodgers. I wouldn't play stack against Logan Webb, but if you want to play the Dodgers, go right ahead. And then Dustin May has shown the ability to blow up, so San Fran being in pizza is fine. But neither of these teams I really want to play.
Okay, so I'm going to recap the board. I'm going to recap today's Film Friday. You're going to give me some homers, and then Crunch Time should be fully assembled by the time that is done. Again, it's 7-Eleven day, so ranked the things you can purchase at 7-Eleven. Not a lot of amazing options, so that's why. Slurpee, of course, number one. And Bobby said earlier his son would agree. That's the both teams from New York, the Yankees and the Mets, Arizona, Toronto. Donuts? How do you screw up donuts? Cincinnati, the Angels, Texas, Philadelphia, and the Athletics. Jerky is a very popular tier. Tier number 3, that's Baltimore, the Cubs, Boston, Tampa, Detroit, Milwaukee, Houston, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Atlanta. Tier number 4 is pizza. That is the Marlins, Washington, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, San Diego. We just saw the Dodgers and the Giants thrown in there. And in the gutter, as they typically are, in hot dogs. Is anybody trying a hot dog?
I think the chat wants us to make a switch, and I think it's viable. Switch Milwaukee and the Angels.
You want Milwaukee and the Angels to
go? Milwaukee and donuts and Angels and jerky, yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a trade. If you don't have to do it that way.
No, I think it's correct. I liked Milwaukee more. I don't know. When you look at that lineup, it doesn't seem that appealing, but whatever.
Colorado,
they're fine.
So who's going yard tonight? Give me 3 homers. You kind of teased a couple throughout the show. Do you recall who you threw out there? Give me a couple homers for this evening.
We'll go. I liked Kyle Stowers as a long shot. I don't know if people are going to like that. I like Addison Barger. You said that's probably more chalky, which, yeah, I would tend to agree.
I like it.
Probably more chalky. And then I'm going to pick a Met. I like the Mets today. Let me see. Who's my favorite Met?
How ambitious do you want to be? There's some obvious ones.
I like Soto.
There you go. Is he still not in the All-Star game? Has he replaced anybody, or is he still not involved? Is he still not participating?
I don't like when it was 1999.
Do you care about the All-Star game?
I cared about the All-Star game because I was a kid and I thought that was cool. But at this point, I don't at all. So. One
thing you do care about, we know this, is Film Friday. We will recap in case you're not aware. The clues: sky, you look up. What's up in the sky? It's space, which in reference to one of the co-stars in this movie, it's Kevin Spacey. 2.
Oh, I knew it. I knew there was something there. The double entendre thing.
ER was the second clue.
Like that's like a reach.
Well, it's clue number 1. And clue number 1's going to reach sometime. That's just how that goes. ER is the second clue. If you're not aware, there's even a show on HBO built around it. In medical slang, the pits. They call people that work in the ER, they call it the pit in reference to Brad Pitt. 3 is greed. 4 is pride. Those are 2 of the 7 deadly sins. Greed, pride.
The 7. Yeah.
It's a theme for the show. If you figured that out, 7-Eleven. The movie is 7 because, of course, clue number 5 is container.
You love doing those little things like throwing.
You got to pay attention sometimes. Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box, Bobby? You know what's in the box?
It's his wife's head.
Oh, spoiler, Bobby! What are you doing here? You ruining people out there haven't seen. Oh, there you go. Producer Steve's all over it. Hopefully, Roth and Dave Potts, Kirkwood, and the audience out there. Hopefully, nobody's seen 7 or. They've seen it.
I'm sure if they haven't seen it, I don't know what they're doing. It's unfortunate. When did 7 come out?
25 years ago.
Yeah, so
shout out David
25 years, so you can't blame me for a spoiler.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's bring in crunch time. It's Kevin Roth. It's Dave Potts. It's Chris Kirkwood.
I don't believe Steve hasn't seen.
Anybody just have it ruined for him? I see Dave Potts.
There's no way he didn't see. He hasn't seen it. There's no way he hasn't seen it.
Roth leave? Is he so angry he got the movie spoiled from him that he's left? I don't see Roth. Is he here?
Yeah, he's so mad about that spoiler. He's gone. He's out.
How dare you? What's in the box? What's in the box?
So here my story on that. So one time in Vegas, I stayed at the Planet Hollywood in Vegas, and my freaking room had a bloody shirt from Kevin Spacey in that movie, and I was like, I didn't sleep through for the whole time. This is horrifying. That movie creeped me out, and I almost asked for a new room, but I was like, I can't be that guy.
I think I've seen that movie way too young, to be honest.
Yeah,
it could scar you if you see it too young, possibly.
Yeah.
I did want to shout. I did it earlier in the show, by the way, Kevin. I saw you wrote a whole blurb today about the weather. I don't know who you're apologizing to, but you were on top of it. You were all over it. And I guess
he probably owes someone an apology.
No, he doesn't. He gave us the perfect
update.
Someone
out there that
if you pay attention, if you follow him on Twitter, if you don't, that's on you.
Once a year.
I think if you choose to follow what he says, then it is on you. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Once a year, I just have to kind of remind people that I don't freaking know, a lot of time. And last night went pretty good. I did the best I could with what was happening. But people just literally think that I just know all of the things in the future, and I don't. We've gotten lucky a lot this year that there hasn't been complete and total shit shows, and there will be. So I just had to post that to let people know that it will go poorly.
I think 99% of the time you have to be right, Rob.
Well, yeah, I know.
I was saying is that it went well. If people actually listen to you, if they stuck around, if they see your, it turns out at 7:00 and 7:30 the weather changes. It does that sometimes, and you had a different.
Sometimes I just go
on top of it.
I go to Kirkwood if I need.
If you really need consistency,
if I need an expert decision,
he doesn't give me access though. I don't know if Kirkwood is.
Sometimes he gives it to me, so
I got to be nicer to him. Yeah. In any event, anything else, Bobby? Before we step aside and make way, they got 15
I'm
games.
Gonna get Kirkwood looks very tired, so.
I was at the casino. I was at the casino late last night.
Let's go.
I had a doctor's appointment in Boston. I had a doctor's appointment late in the afternoon in Boston. So then I met a friend for dinner at the casino, and then things got a little crazy and
yada yada yada.
And I had to be up for my kid at 6:45. So yeah, I'm tired.
Kirkwood's a gamer. Yeah. All right, that's Bobby. Ross going to take you home. Enjoy your All-Star break. Of course, there's content over the weekend, but I won't be back until I guess next Friday. So enjoy the All-Star break. Roth, it is all yours.
Good stuff. As always, welcome to it, ladies and gents. You know the drill. It's crunch time. We're going to take you up to lock. We might take you through lock when we got two of the sharpest minds in the industry doing it. Dave Potts, Cheeseisgood, creator and writer of the $1 Million Musings, because he's won $1 million multiple times. Cheese, thank you for the shout out in the musings. I appreciated that.
Yeah, some people deserve a shout out.
Yeah, thanks, man. Felt good to read. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, anytime I see it's a 15-game slate, 14 on FanDuel, I'm like overwhelmed before the day starts. I'm like, I got to write about all this. It actually didn't end up being that bad. I feel like with this many games, you can still kind of narrow it down. So that made me happy.
Okay. We have Kirkdiese in the place as well. Dean called you a gamer, and that is just so accurate that you went out with your boy for dinner, hung out at the casino all night, and then we're up with your kid at 6 a.m. That
reminded me
I'm
of like
proud of you.
Casino, where they're like Nicky's always there to make his boy pancakes for breakfast. Joe Pesci and Casino.
I don't remember that scene, but yeah.
I just want to say one thing first off.
Yeah.
That the Dry Nine show was the funniest show in my DFS career. I'm not kidding. I kid you not. That I laughed so hard watching Dave laugh, like I was right next to him. It was like the greatest show. I've never laughed so hard in a long time. So kudos to you.
It's
guys.
fun to
Awesome.
be able to have fun, even while you're doing something real. It's great.
It really is. I tried to explain it to my wife afterwards. I was like, it was so funny. She was like, I don't understand. It was one of those things you just had to be in the moment.
It's like you didn't pick it up immediately like TJ because Dry Knot, and you're thinking golf maybe or something like that, and then you're like, oh, and then it just gets you. You're like,
yeah, it was good times. Hey, today we got to talk about the weather. There's a lot of issues with the weather today. I have a whole bunch of games tagged as yellow, and those are tagged yellow mostly because they could go either way. Like, there's going to be a lot of flipping and flopping and changing. What I will start is that we've only got one game coming up in the next, 40 minutes or whatever, that starts at lock with weather concerns. It's Detroit. And if I'm correct, that's a very popular game for pitchers, right, Cheese?
That's Scooball.
Yeah. As it currently stands, I think you play him. There are storms around. They're mostly north, and that's kind of been what it's been showing all day. And then the latest models, it's been building the storms farther south. But that hasn't happened yet on radar, and I'm hoping that it just doesn't happen. If 10, 15 minutes from now, I see some storms starting to build farther upstream, I could very easily change my tune on what I'm telling you right now and say, don't do it. It's actually super risky. But as it stands, I think you play him, and I will let you know if that changes in the next 30 minutes.
Great.
Outside of that, I think you do everything you were planning to do. My biggest concerns would be another important pitcher in Minnesota, which I think we've got.
It's the next two. That's Skeens and Joe Ryan.
Two, yeah.
I'm worried about that. I do expect the game will play, but I just don't quite know yet how that's going to go down. But I think a delay is decently likely. Whether that's a late start, an in-game delay, I'm not yet sure. So that is certainly something that I would say circle back around to. And then I just want to make sure the game in Kansas City plays. I think it will. I think they're going to see some storms. They'll wait it out. It'll clear. But I'm not 100% certain that game will play. That's pretty much. There's a whole bunch of other things that are kind of lower on the list. Maybe some drama in Chicago late. But that's pretty much where I'm at. And I think you just kind of stick with whatever you were doing in Chicago. Kirkwood, does that work for you?
Say no.
Yeah, I don't know. I just rebuilt my
really
lineup.
and truly. There's three superstar pitchers on the slate, and those are them. One in Detroit, two in Minnesota.
It's kind of everything.
Yeah.
We got Burnsy.
Yeah, great. We have to know. It's not acceptable. We have to cancel the show. That's fine by me, man. I'm freaking crawling towards the All-Star break. I think you currently plan on playing whatever it is you were planning on doing. But for that Minnesota game, you need to check back like 15 minutes or 30 minutes before the game. We'll look at radar and we'll figure things out. And Cheese, I hope that I realize it's not like I'll just get the other ace pitcher in a later game. Like that probably doesn't exist, right? There's no scheme swap.
No, I mean, you would have to be swapping to Logan Webb, which is you can, but you'd probably just end up reworking your whole lineup at that point.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of games after it that you can just redo everything.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where I stand. Let me just, anything in the later start that's still like starting an hour and a half from now, there's not even anything on radar that's worth being like, oh, it's too far away to really know. It's just too far away to really know the answer there. But for now, I say you play everything you were planning on doing and be ready to pivot if we hit the alarm. That's kind of where I'm at. Which one is more concerning, Detroit or Minnesota? Minnesota. Right now, I think the answer is Minnesota, but my hope and my expectations is that both of them end up being okay. So that's where I'm at. Let's dive into some of the content. Let's talk about some of the pitchers who, of course, are in those weather concerns. But Cheese, why don't you lead us off?
Yeah, so we got those three guys. Like, we don't really need to say much about them. Other than, I think the thing I'll say is Paul Skeens, it looks like they're going to limit him going into the – I would be stunned if he gets like a 100-pitch kind of game. So he's third on my list of the three aces. Like, I'm playing Joe Ryan ahead of him. Tariq Skubal, obviously, if you have the money, just play him. Period.
And Ryan, to be clear, is in the Minnesota game as well.
Correct. It's Skeens versus Ryan.
Yeah.
So really the big decision point on the slate is Chase Burns. He is kudos to, like, sometimes I have bad things to say about projected ownership because it's a hard thing, but we did get that fixed. Like, he started the day at like 18%, which was not right. He's up to 36 now. They doubled that. I think that's about right. Like, he's the chalk. I think he'll come in ahead of Skubal even. Just to be super clear, nobody anywhere, including Chase Burns, knows how good he is yet. There is a really wide range of outcomes on Chase Burns. And that it's like, 4 home runs in the first and he's out of the game to 12 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings. Like that, That is the range. But there's no question that he's too cheap for the ceiling. Like, as far as guys under $8,000 who could strike out 12 batters, that's him. I'm playing him. I think it's totally fine on a 15-game slate if you just say, I'm going to fade the one thing that's chalk. That's always fine. But to me, he's just too cheap. And all the other mid-tier guys are like of that pretty good in real-life pitcher. And this does not feel to me like the slate where a pretty good real-life pitcher wins for you.
You want the points. You want to get it done.
You want the points.
Yeah.
So, like, pretty good real-life pitchers are like Ryan Nelson is a very good real-life pitcher. He's not going to strike out 12 batters. Louis Castillo is not going to strike out 12 batters. Like, I don't know. I'm playing Chase Burns. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy I'm playing to save money is Edward Cabrera. He's also got a risky matchup. I like the way he's looked, and he's cheaper than like the 8K range to me, 8 to up to like Carlos Rodon on DraftKings. I just don't want it. Like, basically everything between Burns and Rodon. That's basically why I'm playing Burns, is because none of that stuff in the 8Ks is as good as him. Like, they don't have the same downside and unknown. So if you want to do that, great. And then if you have to throw a super cheap dart, which you kind of do, salary is tough. You probably lose, but I think you can play Herman Marquez.
Okay.
Again, probably lose, but I think you can play him.
Yeah. Do you think that the typical build is some combination of Burns and one of the 3 top tier pitchers?
Skubal Burns is heavy chalk, and then Ryan Burns is next chalk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way people are playing it. And I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not trying to win. Like, I'm not trying to win by being super sneaky at pitcher when sneaky doesn't have the same upside as Burns.
Yeah. Okay.
And on FanDuel, it's really the same. Burns is 88, but 88 on FanDuel has a similar effect to 75 on DraftKings. It's a little harder to get Skubal, so I'm playing more Joe Ryan on FanDuel. But essentially, Skubal, Ryan, and Burns. That's just who I'm playing. It's chalk. And so if that's not your thing, great. But that's who I'm playing.
Okay, great. Kirkwood, I want to bring you in. What are you looking at when you see these pictures? How are you building?
Yeah, so it's the same. I mean, Chase Burns is just obvious, and I've been playing everyone against the Rockies on the road. Bayo, I didn't care if he was chalk. I called him, like, I knew he was going to throw the game of his life. I really actually did. I was like called the master class that night. And I just keep piggybacking everyone against them. So Burns is now a guy who throws 100 miles per hour. He locates his fastball really well. He's got a decent slider. I mean, he's got electric strikeout stuff. He really only has 2 really solid pitches. The other ones are all work in progress. But we saw the downside that you can get with him against the Red Sox, who he didn't make it out of the first. He got a nice negative 14 fantasy points. But that's what happens when you get these young arms, especially when they throw high heat, because they can just be off by like a pinpoint, and they're never going to get. They're just not throwing strikes, or they're going to get hit when they don't have their other pitches, because people will just sit on the fastball, and these are major league hitters. So anyways, the strikeout upside is just too high against the Rockies to ignore. So I think you just play him, period, as much as you can. And he's so cheap too. Skubal is the obvious one that you want with him. He's the best pitcher in baseball. The Seattle matchup there offers some strikeouts, good strikeouts, but he's also matchup proof. So I get that. I love that. Also, Ryan is the guy in my lineup right now, just because he's the cheaper. You save $2,000 off Skubal, you save $500 off of Skeens. Now, after that, we're getting a little dicey. I think there's a lot of ways you can go. I've been toying around with Gavin Williams. Now, the problem with Gavin Williams is command completely. Absolutely, he could throw a horrible start, but if he's locating his fastball in the right spots, he has a bunch of strikeout upside. However, the White Sox don't strike out a lot against right-handed pitching, but they're just also not very talented though. So I'll side with the pitcher. So I'm just trying to make myself get comfortable with him, really, is what I'm doing. But Ryan Nelson is right there too, he has a good fastball. That's about it, but he can throw some decent games, decent matchup. And then the one I'm really scared of that I'm also toying with is Edward Cabrera. Electric strikeout stuff. Also can give up home runs with the best of them, and is playing in Baltimore with pretty good, hot, humid, nice dew point. So that's all. I'm not considering really anybody else. I guess Rodon could be in play here, especially now if, like you say, that the the Minnesota game is a little more dicier than we expect. Then Rodon is a natural pivot, I guess. But I wasn't planning on going that route, but that's it. There's no one else.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. FanDuel single entry pitcher. Kirkwood, you got a favorite over there?
It's Burns for me.
Yeah. Okay.
What's interesting before we move on? I don't know if anyone noticed this, but half of my lights are out. I'm super dark. Watch what happened. Hello.
I don't think it was as noticeable. Well, you were.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
It wasn't as.
No, just to me, it was like that.
Okay.
And I couldn't figure out why. I was like, why do I look like that?
You were half in the dark. You had a little bit of a Two-Face vibe going.
I feel better now.
But, all right, I'm glad. Welcome back, fully lit cheese. Let's flip it and talk about the bats and the stacks. Kirkwood, you can lead us out in that department.
Okay. There's the obvious play anyone against the Rockies and German Marquez, and that's the Reds. Now, the problem with that is the Reds can stink it up with the best of them, but it's also you're playing. That's another great park. That's like the next best park right outside of Coors. So you're getting a really strong matchup. Pricing's not. The pricing's totally doable. So that's the first choice. And they're probably going to be pretty. I think they're going to be the chalk, but we also have the Yankees, who are in a good spot, and a lot of home run upside in this game for them. They've got Ben Rice is catcher eligible, batting cleanup. That's nice. Flexen is definitely a pitcher that could be attacked. So all the lefties look really, really solid for the Yanks, and obviously Judge and Goldschmidt are fine, and they have a cheap catcher, which makes it even more easier to play that lineup. Then you can go the Baltimore game. You can go either sides in that game. You got Dean Kramer is nothing special. Edward Cabrera has potential, but also gives up bombs and can be totally off. So I like that. I kind of have a little interest in the Red Sox, and that's just because they're so hot right now, and people aren't going to play them that much. But this is a big series for them with Tampa. Tampa's got 2 good arms going against them, so it's I get it why people don't like them. But They aren't going to be very popular, so I like that. And then I'm not sure who else I like. What did I rank today? Let me pull that up. I'm a little tired. Sorry. I got my order. I got Cincy number 1. Also, I like Toronto. I like the Yankees. I like the Athletics, and the Diamondbacks are kind of like right on the fringe there. I like the other 4 much better, but they're my 5th.
Yeah. The Athletics, again, great hitting weather there. And then, in case I didn't mention it, both St. Louis and Kansas City have really solid hitting weather, assuming the Kansas City game plays, which I currently think they will. Cheese, as you look at these stacks, where are you headed? You going Cincy first?
No, I'm going Toronto first by a lot. And after Toronto, I still like the Yankees a lot, but I don't love the lineup they put out. I mean, they still got five guys you can play, so it's fine. But it wasn't quite the lineup I was looking for. So Cincinnati, I'm playing a ton of Ellie, me and everybody else. And then I don't know. The team is it's kind of like the Brewers. Like, they're different, but like they score plenty of runs, and they should score plenty of runs, but I don't know. It's really hard to narrow down how or why they happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have some stacks, but I wouldn't say I love it. I do love Arizona. It's a bummer that Carroll's not in there, but then also you can afford him now. So to me, I think Toronto and Arizona are probably my highest owned. I like the A's a little more for individual bats than full stacking, but I've got stacks as well. Just looking at the Guardians lineup, yeah, I'm good with them for a cheap stack if you need it. They're very cheap outside of Ramirez. That's enough to name. There's a ton of offenses, a 15-game slate, but those are my favorites.
Yeah. Okay. We get to go around the horn. We get to talk position by position. That's what the people want, and then they want some home run calls, and then they want us to answer their questions, and then they want another weather update, and we will give them all of those things. But we'll start with some catcher talk. Cheese, what do we got?
So we have a lot of catchers. It's actually kind of surprising as we go through things. There's a lot of positions that for such a big slate that we like so many offenses, there's not a ton of great plays, but there kind of are at catcher, and they're all essentially $4,000, like from that $3,500 to $4,500 price range is fantastic. You can play Hunter Goodman. Like, even if you're playing Burns, you can play a Rockies bat against him, or you can play a couple, like they can hit home runs. So between Goodman, Langoliers, Kirk, Ben Rice, Sean Murphy, Augustin Ramirez, Tyler Stevenson, William Contreras, I think that's my 8. Is that enough? Like, they're all essentially the same salary. Like, all 8 of those guys are within basically $1,000 for each other. I'm going to say that Kirk and Rice are my favorites, but it's very close with that whole slew of guys. I'll go Kirk, Rice, then Langoliers. If you need to go cheaper, I'm leaning towards Bo Naylor.
Okay. Kirkwood, catcher.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. The way I'm Augustin Ramirez is my favorite with salary considered. I also like William Contreras behind him. I like Ben Rice, who I said is catcher eligible for the Yankees betting cleanup, and I like Tyler Stevenson. I'm a little bit interested in the Braves for home run upside in that weather that you talked about in St. Louis. So Sean Murphy at 3,700, I think, is fine. And then if I need someone cheap, I'm just going down to the Yankees for Escara at 2,600.
Yeah. All right. How about first base?
All right. So this is interesting. So I guess my favorite play is Vlad. Just for the home run upside in Oakland in that park. Andrew Vaughn is going to be chalky. If you look at like projected ownership, he's not. But I just think if you're going to play these high end pitchers or any of them, he just really helps make your lineup. He's 2,300. He's got good numbers against left-handed pitching. There is home run upside there. So I get it. I'm just kind of on the fence of whether to play him or to just fade him because I think he's going to be more popular than what it's spitting out. Spencer Steer is down at number 6 in the lineup against Colorado and Cincinnati. I like that. Kyle Manzardo, a batting cleanup for Cleveland at the White Sox, is a solid play, I think. And then, like, you could go Bryce Harper, Pete Alonso, just any of these big home run guys from there. I'd like. That's it.
Oh, I thought there was another word coming. My bad. Cheese, your thoughts at first base, please.
I do that a lot in real life. Where I just kind of stop mid-sentence with an and then just like look at somebody.
Yeah, you're like that.
I love doing that in real life because you're like staring right at them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I did that. So.
I feel like you did. I feel like you ended your sentence with a feeling that there was more coming. Anyways, all right, geez.
It kind of leaves us on the edge of the seat. I like that. It was well done. Yeah, same basic group. I think Vlad is the chalk. Certainly on FanDuel, Vlad is chalk. On DraftKings, I think it gets spread out pretty much. I kind of don't really love the spend ups other than Vlad. I do like Nick Kurtz. But so I'm playing cheap stuff here too. I'm doing a lot of Andrew Vaughn. 2,300 against Mitchell Parker. I would be 2,400 against Mitchell Parker, and I can't even swing all the way through. I have so much Toronto that I also have Will Wagner. And I do like Josh Naylor in my stacks. But that's it for the most part. Vlad, Kurtz, or Vaughn.
Yeah. Okay. Second base.
So I really like spending up for Marte or Jazz. They're both fantastic. Matt McLain is my second favorite Reds bat after Ellie, especially for the position. On DraftKings, there's a lot of lineups where you just need to punt a couple spots. So I think Blaze Alexander fits the bill. In a cash game, I would try to get up to Colt Keith. I like him in general. But that's kind of all I like. Like, I want to spend up for Marte or Jazz. If not, maybe like McLean and Keith in the mid-tier. Otherwise, I'm fine to just punt it and take Blaze.
Kirkwood, second base.
Love Ketel Marte. If you can find the funds, and that's someone I'm trying to fit in when I'm talked about going kind of to the cheaper guys with Burns or Williams or Cabrera. I also like Matt McLean a lot. There's speed and power upside for him, batting second in Cincy. A cheapie, you can get away with Ronnie Mauricio for the Mets. Jackson Holiday looks pretty good against Cabrera for 3,900, and Jazz especially in those Yankee stacks. And that's all.
Thank you. That was a good way to close it out strong. Third base, Kirkwood.
Okay, this is Addison Barger. The guy's been amazing for a while now. So 4,400 is still kind of too cheap. So he's going to be chalk, but I think he's fine. I think people are going to play Vientos because he's cheap. If there's no weather concerns in KC in New York, if they get does that game look pretty good or no?
In New York? Yeah, you're fine.
In Kansas City.
No, that game may or may not play.
Oh, okay.
But probably will. Okay. I wouldn't fade it. But that game definitely is one that we're going to be looking back before lock, just making sure that storms are clearing as they're supposed to.
Yeah. So Vientos is a cheap punt for third in that game. Jordan Westberg has some power for 3,900. Blaze. Probably would rather play him at second, but really doesn't matter. Austin Riley in that hitting weather, it looks pretty good. Jazz again. And then last, Junior Caminero against Dobbins, against my Red Sox and Dobbins in Fenway. It's pretty hot here in Boston and feels pretty humid. And that's just, I haven't looked at my 2-point model, but that's just my own. Went outside and, did a little
Just
bit
Blaze.
of that. Yeah.
Brought to you by the good folks at Just Blaze Entertainment. What are we, third base? Cheese. Yeah, third base, Cheese.
Yeah. So I can tell you this. So I started making my lineups, and I'll make my first 10 or so on each site without really worrying too much about exposure, just like best lineup next. Sat back and looked at it. I had 100% Barger on both sides. And I felt like it wasn't enough because I wanted him at third and outfield. Obviously, I didn't end up playing 100% of him. Like, don't do that with a hitter, but I can't even explain to you how much I like him. And he should be the chalk, but not enough. So Barger. On DraftKings, Jose Ramirez, quite interesting. As a spend up to be different. Same with Suarez. I'm okay with the Caminera call as well. I would just play Jazz at second or Colt Keith. I like them both, but to me, you just play them as second. A little bit of Nolan Gorman, who is also second base on FanDuel. I forgot to mention, but on DraftKings, third base. And then you also have the cheap Blaze Alexander and Will Wagner, who I mentioned before, are third base as well. But essentially, Barger.
Okay. How about shortstop, Cheese?
So same thing. When I did the initial lineups, I had not quite 100% Ellie De La Cruz because salary, but a lot of Ellie, me and everybody else. So essentially, when I look at all my lineups, I'm playing Burns, Barger, and Ellie De La Cruz. And I think those three are probably the chalkiest players on the whole slate. But you have 15 games. So the entire rest of your lineup does not have to be chalky at all. So I honestly don't care. I feel like we overvalue like one chalky player, or even three, honestly. So if you don't want to do it that way, don't do it that way. But to me, they're not, especially with Ellie and Barger. I don't think they'll be as highly owned as they should be. The spend up to be different shortstops then are certainly interesting. Bobby Witt, Trey Turner, Lindor, Seager. None of these guys are getting ownership, but they're all good. But because of my Blue Jays thing, I'm playing Bo Bichette if I'm not playing Ellie. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Are you a little worried playing? Does Bo Bichette have he can score a bunch of points potential, or are you going to be outshadowed by a bunch of guys who score, 20 points tonight at short?
Well, I don't think a bunch of guys score 20 points at short, but I do think Bo Bichette scores more than 20.
Oh, look at you!
Well, he's hitting the middle of the Blue Jays lineup. He's going to be on base at least 4 times, and he's going to score at least 3 runs.
Okay. All right,
probably 5.
Yeah, most likely. That's the likely outcome. All right, very good. Kirkwood, shortstop.
Ellie De La Cruz, number 1. Bo Bichette, number 2. Gunnar Henderson, number 3. Trey Turner, number 4. I don't have any Bobby Witt. I wouldn't blame me if you get up there. I think Corey Seager is like the sneaky play tonight. I just think he's going to get lost in the shuffle because shortstop is so good, and he's only 4,600. Lance McCullers, who knows what you get out of him on the mound tonight? So, like the home run upside there, and that's all I got.
Okay, well, that's all we need. How about the outfield? You get to lead us into the outfield, Kirk.
Okay, Aaron Judge, if you got the money. Addison Barger is also outfield eligible. I have him at third base, but can play in the outfield. Friedel, I mean, for your stacks for Cincy, I think you gotta play him. George Springer, just had a really solid year so far this year, in that park in Oakland, Toronto. I like that. I also like Nathan Lukes, leading off for 3,700. Then you get into guys that I think are really solid plays that I'm using as one-offs if I need them, and that's like the Martian Dominguez for the Yankees. Other than that, I do have some Gavin Lux. I don't like it, but I'm playing Reds, so he's in my stack. Austin Hayes is going to get just hard. He shouldn't be 4,700, but he's against Colorado. He's batting cleanup, and he's on the Reds in that ballpark. So like that. And then for the Reds down in the order, Benson at batting 8th has a speed power upside for sure. And then you can always play guys like any of these home run big guys. Like you can play Trout tonight. You could I wouldn't fault you for playing a lefty Yelich, Juan Soto. There's a lot of solid plays all around. Big Ron, how did I forget? But I went that at Big Ron for Cheese.
Okay. Cheese, you got a little Big Ron in those lineups?
I don't. like he's one of the like always play it, but like it's a tough night to spend over $6,000 for an outfielder, and if I am, I prefer Judge. So, but I mean, of course, you can play Big Ron anytime you want. He's great, but just a little bit of Judge for me. Springer way too cheap on FanDuel. He's not too cheap on DraftKings, but I still love him on DraftKings. I like all three of the Oakland outfielders. Oakland, there you go. West Sacramento outfielders. Rooker, Butler, Soderstrom. I like Mike Trout as a one-off. I like Kyle Stowers as a one-off. I like Newt Barr. Cheap stuff. I like Randall Grichuk. Got a little Nolan Jones added in there. If he's in the line, we did get him in the lineup. Yeah, that's enough to mention. There's a ton of outfielders, but that's my main group there.
Okay.
Oh, Riley Green. Sorry, Riley Green.
Okay, very good. The people will want some home run calls. That is the thing that they're always clamoring for. And they also want the best deal in the industry. And it just so happens they found it right here. First, hit the thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. It is free content, and we hope to keep it free for you for a long, long time. But we need the eyeballs. We need the thumbs up to do that. Second, MLB DFS annual option, $425. But we decided, you know what? Why don't we just give you all the sports for the price of one? So you sign up for 6 months. Football will be included. You'll get all the things just for the price of one sport. And if you do 6 months instead of going month by month by month, you save 35%, which is a lot. So you should definitely be doing that if you are someone who is interested in RG, or if you're already premium with us. Make sure you're signing up for the big package. Okay, some home run calls. Kirky, what do you got for me?
I'm going to look at my lineup and try to manifest a few.
Okay.
I'm going to say Matt McClain. I'm going to say Ketel Marte. And I'm going to say Ben Rice.
Someone just asked Ben Rice at catcher, and the answer to that would be yes, very much so, correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Cheese, you got a few names?
Yeah. I guess Spidey's not here today. I'm going to call Spidey Bomb for Addison Barger. I'm confident Spidey would be on board with that. So that's not even one of mine. I'm just giving you a Spidey Bomb, and I don't even talk to the guy.
Yeah.
But I'm confident that we'll be good with that. Let's do Joey Loper Fido. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And Kyle Stowers. And then getting a little different in the upper tier with Seiya Suzuki.
Okay. To be fair, I think Loper Fido was different. I don't think you had to get different after that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think you were.
It's like the day. I'll never forget the day. Like the first, nobody knew who JJ Bleday was. Dave had one home run pick, and it was JJ Bleday, and he nailed it.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
That's
yeah,
the hall.
Nobody had heard of the guy yet. Yeah,
that was like a Hall of Fame type pick right there.
All right, let's answer some questions. Oh, I do want to give a weather update. Actually, really the only update that I have anything worth updating on is in Detroit, and that's to say don't change anything that you were doing. I think that's kind of the most important thing, and that's the game that starts soon. Everything else starts an hour and 15 minutes from now, and they're all close enough that I don't have the answer for you. I think in Chicago, everything looks pretty much on track that these storms should arrive very late, either at the very end of the game or after the game. So play what you want to do in Chicago. In Minnesota, this line of storms has just stalled out, like right around Minnesota. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Dean is on board with Fido.
Double Loper Fido. I don't know if that means we're combined calling two. I don't think so, but definitely for the one.
Yeah, it's certainly one. I don't know what's going to happen in Minnesota. I hope that by looking at radar pregame, I can have a better answer for you. If you're like, oh, is it safe? I can tell you it is not safe for pitchers, but I don't think you have to pivot yet, is where I stand on that one. And then what's up with bats in Kansas City is the next one. I still think that game looks very much like a late start and play to me. That storm line is just starting to push that way. I just think it's a late start and play, and I kind of have all day, and that's where I stand. That's it for now. I would love if I could look at radar models for the next 2 minutes. Steve, are you available to take a couple questions? I don't know if that's possible off cam. He's in the kitchen. He's petting the dog.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Can you take the first few and I'll open up Discord?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. I would. The new models come in at the top of the hour, so they basically come in at 7 Eastern. So maybe I'll get a slightly better idea of what could happen. What is your percentage of burns in MME, Cheese and Kirkwood? How much burns do you have, Cheese?
On DraftKings, roughly 90%. On FanDuel, probably 50%.
Kirkwood?
I'm not MMEing tonight, but if I was, I would be right there, like 85% plus.
Yeah. Okay. 2 questions for Cheese. Remember when a rookie Skubal would pitch and Cheese would be like, this guy might be really good one day?
I do, and I wouldn't have guessed this good. Like I didn't think like clear best pitcher in the league good, but yeah, I remember knowing he would for sure be good.
When the Yankees put a lineup out that, as you put it, really wasn't what I was looking for from them, do you drop them a note and let them know?
With most teams, I do. The Yankees actually don't respond very often. They're kind of jerks about the whole thing, so I don't bother anymore.
New York. Yeah, I get it. Steve, you mind taking this for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, man.
Chinatown has one more. It's DK Cash, third base, please, playing Barger in outfield. So someone besides Barger. I don't know if Cheese or Kirkwood wants to grab.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
Well,
it was DK.
I'll do that one.
Cheese got it. Okay.
Like, I think, assuming you can't afford Jose Ramirez, and I don't think you need to in cash, probably play Austin Riley or Colt Keith.
All right. Bill T says, what about Tommy Pham as a cheapo for outfield? Kirkwood.
Not really loving it against Joe Ryan. He's been scrappy lately, but not my favorite.
All right, that's it right now in Discord. So let me check YouTube really quick.
Thank you, Steve.
Someone said about 4 minutes ago, Blaze home run at 2K. Is anyone going to play Blaze? I'm assuming that's the dude from
that's the cheap second baseman for Arizona. I'm playing him. Yeah.
Okay. DK Cash 4,300 or below for someone not named Luke's or Lucas.
Dominguez.
Okay. Mike and Drew presents the roundtable. How are we feeling about Brendan Donovan and Alec Burleson for St. Louis? He didn't specify DK or FanDuel or cash.
It's good hitting weather. There's power upside there for sure, but I don't have either of them.
I'm good from there, Steve. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Cool.
Yep. So I got a couple weather questions, and I just looked at the latest model. So let me run through that. Just had someone say, so to be clear, you feel good about pitching in Detroit. It is not risk-free, but I would play pitchers in Detroit. I think it will work out. I can't promise you it will, but I would play pitchers in Detroit. I like what I'm seeing in modeling in Minnesota. The latest models came in and are kind of fizzling out that line and not firing it back up. So I am optimistic, cautiously in Minnesota that things will be okay. I still want to look at radar before first pitch and make sure that that's actually happening. And then in Kansas City, it still looks to me like storms will be moving through right around first pitch. They should clear out. They might have to late start, but I do think they're going to play. And in Chicago, I still think if we see issues, it's really, really late game, and hopefully they just finish the game before that happens. So all of that to say, do everything you were planning on doing, but check back in before the next set of games to make sure you don't have to pivot anywhere. Let's see, Loperfido, or Luke's, Cheese?
I mean, if you don't need the salary, go with Luke's.
Okay. Kirky. I don't want to call you Kirky. Kirkwood.
Go for it.
It's okay. Yeah. Occasionally. I'll try not to. I don't want to overdo it. DK single entry, Kirkwood, Scuball Yoshida, or Ryan Schwarber?
Scuball Yoshida or Ryan
Schwarber.
Scuball Yoshida.
Yeah. Okay. Jim says, "Hey, Cheese, thanks for the Jazz over PCA call 2 nights ago." I think I never know.
Jazz hit 2 homers there.
That worked out well. Let's see. Shepherd's pie or taco pie? The hell is a taco pie? Shepherd's pie is, I guess.
Is that just like taco salad, what some people call it?
Maybe.
It's just a taco that's not in a shell. Just
the deconstructed taco.
Yeah, chips in a bowl and taco stuff on it.
Yeah.
That's what I assume. In which case, taco pie.
Yeah, shepherd's pie is actually rarely ever good. I like all of the ingredients, but it just ends up being a greasy, gross mess. I'm late. Is Scuball okay with rain? I think he's good enough. I would play him. Dominguez or Friedel DK Cash Cheese?
Dominguez.
Springer or Vlad on a Toronto stack Cheese?
Springer.
Kirkwood, Riley, or Friedel DK Cash?
Riley.
How much Marquez do you have if you're playing 150, Kirkwood?
I have 0.
Yeah. Okay. Archie says Yoshida and Friedel or Sanchez and Benson, DK Cash.
Is this
Kirkwood? So okay. Benson, Sanchez, or Friedel, Yoshida, DK Cash?
Friedel, Yoshida.
Okay. Peter says, Kirkwood, what do you think of Skeens and Scuball pairing and then play some cheap Brewers bats in a large field tournament?
Yeah, completely viable.
Cheese Marshall says, DK single entry. Can we have 10% Priester?
Yeah. He's in the whole slew of guys in between Burns and Rodon that are like fine. I didn't get to any, but I wouldn't tell you that's crazy.
You guys know he's related to Will Priester, right?
Yes, they are cousins.
They are the same guy. That's why, that's why he's so good.
Yeah. Okay. How do we stand? Looking at radar. Okay. I am manifesting a good night tonight. All of these difficult weather spots are going to go okay, and it's going to work out. We've hit the lock. Make sure that if you plan on playing games in Minnesota, in Chicago, in Kansas City, you check back on my Twitter at Kevin Roth WX. I will post radar updates and we'll make sure that things look good, or at least I'll tell you, what I see and how I see it. That's it. Make sure you hit a thumbs up for us on the way out. If you don't mind, we would appreciate it. Trying to get the eyeballs so we can keep the show free. And we're going to clear on out for Cheese, for Kirkwood, and for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes and sometimes taking questions for me on cam. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. And we will catch you tomorrow. You have